Hello and welcome back to Let's Play Tomb Raider Legend. I'm Lady Geared you. In the previous video, we started off England, and in this episode, we're going to be continuing on.
Oil seeping into the water table. Who knows how long it's been burning? I wonder if the architect's design deliberately took this into account.
There's your answer, Alistair.
You know you're gonna ruin your boots.
Not on the path I'll need to take.
What's a better way to start off a video than getting interrupted by the in-game characters, like literally 5 seconds into the video. Anyway, this puzzle is actually really cool. You have to jump over the fire by using these crate things to, as a platform thing. I don't really understand what this random crate is doing down here, but whatever. It's just a thing. I apologize if my voice sounds a little weird. I still feel a little sick. I haven't been able to record because I've been sick lately, but I feel just a little bit better. So I'm gonna record. Yay! I actually don't know how you're supposed to jump over the fire without taking damage, so just keep that in mind. And also, you want to try to save your health packs as many as you can, because while there aren't any enemies the first part of the level, there are a lot of them in the later part.
I certainly hope so.
Now, if I remember correctly, we're probably not going to see any enemies in this video. The next one we'll definitely see the enemies. And I like Zip's comment how these traps right here look like garbage disposal. Up here, it's also a very cool puzzle. There are these movable block things that have a Roman numeral on them. We have to push them in a certain order. You may have noticed that in a couple of rooms back, there's a block just like that one with the number 3 on it. If you want to, after we push the second block, which we'll see in a minute, if you want to, you can, after you push that one, you can go back and push that third one. I personally prefer to just wait until the end to do it later, and you'll see why in the next video. This crate is so spiny. It must be my best friend. Not really. Spiny is evil. We all learned that from the obelisk of Commune from Tomb Raider Anniversary. Here is this second block thingy-majigger. If you want to get the gold, you have to move these. But if you just want to go through the level and you don't really care about getting the rewards, you can just go through here. It's a lot less time-consuming to just go through, but the blocks are kind of take up time. But you might as well do it right now anyway, because you actually need both of these tiny crates to get out of the next area. I really like how those blade puzzles work, both on a gameplay scale and on more of a technical scale, because of how much programming they would have done to make it so that the blade would have stopped right when the crate would try them, and also because sometimes the blades will eventually stop themselves for a minute. And that may be more or less of a glitch, but I think that it just makes it look a little bit more real.
I'll have to make a path. But it might have been worth trying just to hear you lads squeal about it.
Laura's such a troll. So this is the reason why we needed both of these crates to get by here. This is a larger jump, so we definitely need both crates. If you don't care about taking damage, then you just run through, but that's not a good idea. And speaking of health, the if you're running low on health, like I said earlier, you don't want to really use your health packs right now. So if you're running low on health, the best thing to do is just let Laura die, as horrible as that sounds.
Hey, Alistair, why don't you head on down there and stand on that platform? Why don't you go down and hold that door open?
I love that comment. How, yeah, that's sir. Why don't you go down and stand on that plate for her? I just love that. I love the random comments that Zip and Alistair have.
You see that crate up on the shelf over there? You could use that on the pressure plate. It's not a crate, it's a coffin. Someone's revered ancestor is in there.
The Zip and Alistair's comments are actually a reason why it took me just a little bit longer to get around to doing this game. Um, not most of that was just because 200th anniversary took a lot longer than it expected me to do. But what I was concerned about with doing this game was that I'd be in the middle of trying to explain something and then they'd talk over it. But as I've been playing through this game, I've realized that I'm able to finish what I'm trying to say right when Zip and Alistair start talking. This puzzle can get a little bit irritating because the coffin could get stuck on the ledge right there. If that happens, you could just jump off it, go over here, and then bring the coffin over here.
And here's your final resting place, sir.
If we're through having fun, it's time to get back to business.
Again, that's one of my more favorite comments. This level, it has some of my favorite comments from Zip and Alistair throughout the entire game, which is probably the reason why this is one of my more favorite levels in the game. This area, this is one of the only areas that I had to um, actually look up where the rewards are, because these rewards are pretty difficult to get in this area.
I'll take this time to adjust some travel arrangements I made. It shouldn't take too long. Coward. Don't worry, Laura. I've still got an eye on you. Probably won't be able to hear each other too well when you're underwater, though.
There is a god.
Hey, I heard that.
So yeah, this is a water puzzle, and as you guys probably know, I'm not that big of a fan of water levels in video games. It's not too bad right here because the big problem I have with water puzzles is that you eventually run out of breath when you're underwater in video games. But luckily, this puzzle doesn't actually require us to go underwater. Kind of. The only problem we really have with this is the currents, because the coffin will move when you're trying to use the grappling hook. Now, that's not so much of a problem if you're ignoring the rewards, but as you saw, there's a silver in this area, which we need to use the grappling hook to get to. Compared to nowadays, the rocks in this level may not look all that impressive. This area may not look all that great, but when I first played this game, I was like, I was like, my mind was blown with how awesome this area looks because this is actually one of the first Xbox games that I really played. If you don't know by now, I'm playing the Xbox version. Um, it, the graphics aren't exactly all that different between versions. The only difference that I can really tell, at least with the GameCube version, is that the GameCube version, the colors are a little bit darker, but that's the only difference. As I was trying to say, the graphics of this game are, I think the graphics in this game are really cool, but yeah, pretty graphics are pretty. Now, as you heard right there, there's something in here, but I'm not gonna spoil what it is. All I'm gonna say is that was not your stomach grumbling, unless of course it was, or something. Speaking of which,
Will
I'm
you
kind of
look
hungry.
at that? Oh, this is brilliant.
That is interesting.
One of the most awkward things in when I record these is when I suddenly get hungry because then I just want to get this video over with so I can go eat. But at the same time, I could probably just pause the video right here and go get something to eat. And right there, you just witnessed a mistake that I make every single time I play through this game. These lantern things, you have to move them before you go try and solve the thing. Um, the yeah, and also whatever you do, try to resist shooting the stones that you saw a moment ago. You don't want to do that because if you do that, then a glitch will happen which will make a puzzle in a couple of minutes impossible to complete. So you want to leave those alone and take care of the lanterns here. Way I love that part. What I really love about this specific area, kind of throughout the entire game, but a lot of the platforming looks a little bit more natural, for the lack of a better word. I just love the level design in this game. Yay, silver reward! I'm gonna sell it on eBay for a nickel.
Signal's poor, Lara. What are we looking at?
We're looking at myth, except it's real. They're all here. The court of Camelot.
You're sure about this? King Arthur, who washed verily of ye loins of Uther Pendragon?
I've no doubt about the authenticity of this tomb, Alistair. Arthur was the 11th century figure that became legend. The once and future king was as real then as the air I'm breathing now.
I don't know, Laura.
Excalibur, the sword in the stone. That's how it always goes, isn't it?
Pardon?
Swords in stones, Alistair. They're part of the monomyth. There wasn't just one Excalibur or one Merlin. We keep seeing swords and deises all over the world because they were everywhere.
So, you're saying that everywhere they went, they raised up kings, shaping the course of human destiny?
Well, it's a possibility.
Who? And what happened to them and their swords?
Perhaps they're in Avalon. It's as good a place as any. Except our Merlin was killed and our Excalibur was left in pieces in the hands of the locals.
So where's Avalon?
I don't know. On the other side of the looking glass, perhaps? It says Bedivere returned a fragment of Excalibur to Arthur after the other pieces were carried off by the knights.
Where'd they go? To find Avalon, perhaps. The quest for the Holy Grail. Lancelot, Galahad, Percival, and Bors. Their tombs are empty.
It says this fragment was left with Arthur to help him leave this mausoleum when the time came. Perhaps it will help me instead.
Now, a really cool detail that I actually did not find out until my previous playthrough prior to this Let's Play was that if you zoom into these stone things, you can read Crystal Dynamics, which is the company that made this game. I was so... that was... I just love that Easter egg, and I've never... Whoa, what the... Glitch? Okay, that was a glitch. I just love that Easter egg. It's really, really cool detail that I'm really surprised I did not find until now, which makes me really curious as to what other Easter eggs I've missed. Probably not that much, because I've had to look up walkthroughs in this game, because I admit I'm not the best at finding out where the rewards are. And right here is another mistake I keep making every time I play through this game. You want to move that chandelier before you lower the bell. Yeah, you want to move the chandelier before we go move the bell. We have to use a grappling hook to make it swing, and then we have to quickly get on top of the bell rope thing to make the bell move, so that the chandelier butts into the bell.
Arthur Pendragon, King of the Britons. I wouldn't take Excalibur if I didn't need it so. I hope you can forgive me.
Lara, there's something going on up here. Alistair, you see that? See what? Oh, hell! Get your hands!
Zip! Alistair! Zip, what's happening?
And with that, thank you guys for watching this video of Tomb Raider Legend, and until next time, please cater to you. Oh yeah.